Hey guys, it's Anastasia and I hope you're having a beautiful day. Something that's been getting a lot of attention lately is this trend of YouTubers writing books, which I think is awesome. I think it's really cool how something traditional like the publishing industry is partnering with YouTubers, which is such a modern concept. And my favorite part of it is the fact that YouTubers are creating things, are making things that deliver value to you guys, as opposed to just putting out merch, which I think merch is awesome. I think it's nice to actually put a lot of work and effort into making something that might add more value to your life. Traditionally, I feel like it's been really hard for people who make things, creators of art, music, books, what have you, to find an audience that can really appreciate what they're doing. There's so much exquisite work out in the world that remains unseen, which seems very tragic to me. So I think it's great that people who are motivated to send something out into the world have this platform to do so. But at the same time, I find it a little bit upsetting how it seems like lately every YouTuber has been putting out book after book after book. I feel that every human, whether they're a YouTuber or not, should have the liberty to write down their experiences or their inspirations or their stories or stories they've come up with into a book form and put it out into the world. I think they should. I just sincerely hope that the primary motivating factor for doing so is the need to share or the need to speak or to connect, not just to make money or because it's a fad. And I'm definitely not trying to say that any of the YouTubers that I watch and admire and love are doing it for these reasons, but I just worry that there's a danger of it becoming more of a fad or a trend, and some might argue it already has. I just question whether a book is the single exclusive medium that YouTubers can turn to share more of themselves. Recently, Kick the PJ, another YouTuber that I admire, announced a set of trading cards, I believe they were, for which he created all of the artwork. And I thought that was so brilliant because it was entirely consistent with the world and the universe that he's created around his channel. Or rather, the world that he created for his external projects that YouTube then showcased. And he could have just as well had written a book. That too is consistent with what he's been doing, and I'm sure he'd be brilliant at it if he wanted to do so. But I guess what I'm trying to get at is that there are so many possibilities, so many potential ventures that YouTubers could engage in if they are creative and have a desire to share or create, that should not just be limited to books. And if that is what they truly want to make and they truly want to create, they should go for it regardless of whether it's a trend or not. But I just hope that no one is pressured to put out that sort of project in particular just because it seems that it's been received well or it's been like the thing you should do. And I think the reason I feel so strongly about this is because I've noticed, in the comment sections of all these different YouTubers announcing book projects, a certain disdain for the announcement. Lots of yawns and exasperated sighs, people saying, man, that makes 500 books that I have to purchase, and so on and so forth. And it's just a shame to me because books are something with the potential to inspire, educate, and change people for centuries beyond their publishing date. Just as I don't think that anyone, YouTubers or otherwise, should feel pressured to put out book projects just because it feels like that's what all the cool kids are doing. I also don't want it to get to a point where people or YouTubers are dissuaded from putting that out into the world, or more specifically sharing it with a YouTube audience, because it seems that it's been passé or people are tired of seeing it. And I had mentioned that I would make my personal connection to this situation queer, and then I went off on a tangent. But basically, ever since I was little, I dreamt of becoming a writer, in my middle age. Actually, that is a lie, because when I was around 11, I was convinced that I would become this prodigy that would put out a masterpiece at the tender age of 11 or 12. I remember asking my dad whether he felt that my age would be marketable or a disadvantage because I wouldn't be taken seriously as a writer. Unfortunately, I never wrote that masterpiece, so the world shall never know. But in any case, this past fall, even before I had considered beginning a YouTube channel, I finally came up with my first novel idea. I'm very excited about it, but I still have a lot of issues that I have to resolve and personal inhibitions and barriers that I need to cross. I was a bit hesitant to put this out into the world and say it because who knows, I might be a failure, I might never finish it or never begin. But I just wanted to share that because I'm sure there are people who have always wanted to do something, and just because they created a YouTube channel parallel to that other dream, it doesn't mean that when they finally put that project out there, it's just following a fad. I'm certain that a number of those YouTubers who have put out these projects have had that desire to, write a book lying dormant for quite some while, and we just might never know that. So I just hope that those subscribers who kind of sigh each time this announcement is made are a bit more understanding, because you never know. So I think that's pretty much all I wanted to say. I'd actually intended to film this video on the more broad topic of writing, and this was just going to be an introduction to that video, and it ended up dominating the entire video, so I apologize for that. So if you're interested in this topic of writing, stay tuned for that. If you aren't, just comment down below and let me know that no, this is not interesting, don't do it, and I'll take it into account. And just in general, if I make videos that you don't enjoy or you really don't like for some reason, just go, hey Anastasia, what are you doing? That isn't cool, it's not interesting, and that way I'll know for the future. So that's it for this video. Thank you again for watching. I hope you have an amazing day. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and subscribe if you are not subscribed already, and I'll see you next week. Bye! I hope you have an amazing week and an amazing day and an amazing minute and second and amazing eternity.